Hello my peoples, this is Erina TL, your village champion. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new, you're most welcome. Please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I put out a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love. Today I am in the land of the Luo. You know the most proud people on the internet, they are the Luo. So I want to be taking you. I've done this before, but I still want to take you around for a homestead tour. Homestead tour of a Luo family, a family that has maybe 3-4 generations, that is grandfather, sons, children and their children. Such kind of homestead, what it is like. So this is the main entrance where we at, and every time as you enter a Luo homestead there is tough security. So the big boys, the big boys, the first sons, the big sons, they always build at the very first entrance of the home. So you will never find that the main papa is the one first at the home. No, we believe that our elders, now they have done their best, they are elderly, they need to rest, so the sons have to provide security. So this is the house for the very first son. Before we even go to the main papa, the first son has his family stabilized. Like I told you, we are looking at different generations. So the son, the first son, has his children who don't sleep with him in the house. See how organized the Luo are. They don't sleep with him in the house. They have their own house. The daughters have their own house. The sons have their own house. Can we go first see that before we go to the big papa's house? The big son here, I was telling you about the security, the emperor. Security man is here.
I'm a cobra also.
Oh, you're a cobra. Good morning. You're also a cobra. You see, you have glue for this one.
Glue.
Oh, it doesn't need glue, you need for...
You need some thread too.
Thread.
That's a strong one. This one is thread.
You have?
The other one I have.
Just there. So this is the big son, the one at the very first door. The immediate to him is the house for his daughters. Here the girls don't sleep with the boys. Girls have their room or their house and the boys have their house. So this is the house for the girls. Should we continue? Say yeah. And next, the girls are always sandwiched. They are always sandwiched. So this is a house for the boys. These are the boys. So in between the girls, this side is boys, the other side is papa. So the girls are sandwiched for security. So in case you want to tiptoe into this homestead, I don't know if you will manage. And you know, boys are boys. Most cases in town, boys are going to be playing with toys, what? In the village, boys are constructing. See, they built a pigeon house for their pigeons. Pigeons, I don't know if you know pigeons. I'll be showing you what pigeons look like. So the boys are already constructing. These are small boys, because as long as they can still share the hut, that means they are 9, 10, what? Because when you are 13, 14, 17 and above, you have your own hut. You build your own hut. So as long as they are still sharing, they are small boys. That means this house has been built by small boys. And imagine, it is a storied house. Hey, these pigeons are posh. It's a whole apartment. So they also put chambers or sections. This is how we are going to be separating the pigeons. Some pigeons are going to be up, others are going to be sleeping down. It has 2 doors here. It has 2 of them. So the main door for the pigeons that are going to be sleeping down, and that is what it looks like down there. So we are doing apartment tour for pigeons, room tour for pigeons. Then upside, they will be sleeping here. It has a mini door. You open and they go in here. The house is entirely built by mud. This is soil. You mix soil, but not any soil, as the soil of the anthill. You know that? Or if you don't have clay, it has to be the soil of the anthill. And that is what you use to build all these houses then the finishing is done separate. I think I'm going to be showing you on one of the houses how it was built and then the finishing that was used. Okay, yeah. Now, of the boys, those who are still on the first son, we are still on the children of the first son. Those who have been 13 and 14 and above, these are the ones, these are their own houses. Them too are near another entrance of the home. So these are the ones 15, 14, they built their own houses. No one helps them. They'll go look for the ant, dig out that soil, mix for themselves. Maybe their dad can give guidance here and there, but they construct for themselves because they are men. Why not? They are men. So these are the boys. As you can see, this is the second entrance to the home, and it is 3 boys who have built here. But that is also brother to our first brother here. So he's the one at the main entrance plus his brother's sons. Hey, English. What are they called? Nephews. So the big brother or the uncle plus his nephews, they are in charge of this entrance for security. Now can we go to the king's house? That is the big papa's home. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Did I show them, guys? Did I tell you before we leave the big brother alone? The big brother has his kitchen, which is directly there from this house. The wife cooks from there. I'll take you close to her. So this is Papa's house. This is Papa's house. It is the biggest of the entire. You know that whole homestead is in form of a circle. So Papa's house is the biggest because he's the big man. He's the king of this place. Okay, and this is Mama's house. This is Mama's house. But Mama's house is not like Mama stays here. Of course, Mama stays there with Papa. But Mama, this is more like for her storage after harvesting the crops, whatever food, storing food. Like this is more of like a store, but we call it Mama's house because you know Mama is in charge of the well-being of the family. So food, what, that is Mama's department. So this is Mama's house. And Mama's kitchen is just right next to her house. Here. It's just next to her house. This is Mama's kitchen. This is where she cooks from. And it's so near to Papa. She just picks her food from this house, prepare in the kitchen, go serve to Papa. As simple as that. As simple as that. And let me tell you what, still Mama is not at the extreme borders. All those 2 houses there, they are sons to Mama. So security is also tight in all angles. I love this setup. Inside here, I don't know if you'll see, but it's just for cooking, the cooking stones, what. This is inside Mama's kitchen, as you can see. Also, near most cases near the kitchen, we have, what is this called in English? Katandalo. In Uganda it's katandalo, but in English it is a stand. After washing plates, this is where you hang them because it's not healthy. It's not healthy to use wet plates or wet cups because you can easily get sick. So after washing them, we hang them here to dry. This is like a drying stand. You hang them here to dry for safety. Should we continue? Say yay! Yeah. Let's continue. This is another exit of the home. A son has to be here. My son. This is the house. Security is very key in our homesteads. This homestead, security is key. So on every exit or entrance, there is a big son who has a house there. That is for security. So you don't come into the home. Wow. No. And there is a beautiful quote here. Silence is the best way to revenge. Did you hear me? Silence is the best way to revenge. This is one of the big uncles saying and teaching the young ones. So not every battle you have to papa para papa. Your mouth should rest sometimes. Like I told you, this is mud. This is mud from the anthill. Then the finer one is used to make finishing. But because this one has been for some time, the finishing is breaking off. But this is a very strong house. It could be stronger than your own house, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's go next. Someone is constructing a bathroom here. It's actually a pit latrine. As you have seen, it's a big homestead. It's a very big homestead. So they have to have different points for easing themselves. So someone is constructing here a pit latrine. You see that brick in the middle? It is covering them. It is covering the pit. I hope you see there is cover so that rain doesn't hit inside. Because the soils of this land are so sandy, if they get soft, they can easily fall into. Yes, can easily fall into. Guys, before I will continue with finishing the whole circle of the homestead, since we are here, let me also finish here. So the homestead is surrounded by a fence, a strong fence to keep the animals. So as a whole homestead, if Papa buys a cow, the sons and the grandchildren, they have any cows or goats, they put them together. As you can see, we are all round, so we can't have that everyone has their own place of keeping cattle. That is a big land, a big chunk of land. But if we keep them all together, and they always wear them in turns, today the big son and the family, maybe this week the big son and the family are in charge of that, the next week the second son and the family are in charge of that. Yes, something like that. So it's a joint or it's a collection. Even cleaning, it's a collection. It's done in turns. If it's this house cleaning the crap, come and clean. No complaining. No complaining. This is the grass that we are going to use to thatch the pit latrine, but also around it is going to be mud. Yes. This homestead alone has like it has like 5 pit latrines, 5 or 6. That is for cleanliness and for convenience. Yeah. Remember the kitchen I was showing you for the big son? This is the kitchen, and immediate to the kitchen again is a plate or cup stand. You dry your plates or cups from here. Immediate to the kitchen is a plate stand. Now, the big papa of this house has some sons who are 14. They are also young, 14, 15. They are even at school. They are not at home right now. They have their own huts because they are not going to sleep with the small boys. They have their own huts because by 13, 15, you are big. You are a man, not a boy. You are a man in an African home. So these huts and that one, they are supposed to be fine. But they are at school. Imagine, they are even scholars. They are still scholars, but they have their own house, like this one. Now this one went to school. If you are at school, no one is going to use your hut, unless because there is also a hut for visitors. Yeah, a hut for visitors. So this one, when he comes back, he will have to repair his hut because the grass is becoming less, maybe because of the rain, and no one is staying in. And we are back to our square one, guys. I told you every home in Africa, every home, it's like a rule. I don't know who put that rule. Every home in Africa should have a fruit tree. They'll either have avocado, they'll have mangoes, jackfruit or something. But this side in Pakwach, they mainly plant lemons, oranges, mangoes, stuff like that. So these are raw mangoes, and this is young. And these are mainly liked by pregnant women, I tell you. Pregnant women eat this because they help you with saliva, so that you don't have a lot of saliva coming up. Yeah. I've only showed you one pit latrine that is under construction, but this side alone, there are bathrooms, there are pit latrines. Come and show you. Sometimes when I show you these things in separate videos, you always want to say that, we don't live like that, blah, 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 blah. No. We have pit latrines. For you have toilets in town, if you're watching from town. But we have pit latrines in the village. So first of all, this is the bathroom for the big son. So you put your basin up there on the stones so that you don't get dirty, and you stand on one side of the stones. Then the water will be taken out by that pipe outside. Are you seeing that? Okay. Now the latrine. Because it's a big homestead, we can't have one latrine. This is the latrine. And there, you may ask, where is the door? You use your lasso. That's why when you're going to bathe, you put a stick up and you use your lasso to cover. Even here, this is the pit latrine. This is the pit latrine. The door is inside. When you enter, you shift it, you carry it, you cover yourself, download. Then when you're done, that's a pit latrine. That's a pit latrine for Papa, for the main house. And there, behind Mama's house, which you call the storage, there is also a pit latrine. Oh, what I didn't show you is the other storage tank from the pot.
Yes, this is even your mango.
Another pit latrine is here. This is behind. That means every house, at least there are like 5 or 6 of them. Another one is there. So for convenience, so that you're going to line up, this one is in, I also want to be in. So you see, this one is like a water collection pot. Water collection pot. We have rails on the iron sheet. When it rains, that water doesn't go to waste. It doesn't go to waste. It will come out from there, then it will come straight into the pot. But because it's dry season, this pot is empty. That is why. Because it's dry season, the pot is empty. And guys, let's end this video here, because what is a homestead without a garden? So surrounding the entire homestead are gardens. Surrounding the entire homestead, gardens, because food security is key in an African home. So the whole family, each son with his wives and children, they will have a portion to dig. Maybe some will be planting cassava, others are planting beans, so that we have food in the home. And as you have seen, you can't have such a huge storage house and you have no food to store in it. So surrounding are the gardens. I should say thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed the shots in this video, I'll be linking the person who shot this video in the description box. It can always help you enjoy content creation with freedom. Ronnie on the camera, in the description box, I'll be linking him or his contact in case you need him to help you out. See you in the next video, because you can look at me all day.